In the previous video, I showed you how to edit a shapefile and create features such as points, lines, and polygons. In this video, I will show you how to create a 15 by 15 inch map and export it as a PNG file at a resolution of 300 dpi. In ArcMap, you should always design your maps in Layout View. From the menu at the top, go to View, then Layout View. When you switch to Layout View for the first time, the Layout toolbar will appear floating above the map. To keep things neat, just dock the toolbar on top. Before starting your map, it is important to make sure that the map layout is the exact size and shape you plan to use it for. By default, ArcMap uses the printer settings, which is typically a page size of 8.5 by 11 inches. Unless you plan to use the map at this size, it is a really bad habit to accept these layout defaults when designing your map. So for example, if you needed a small 6 by 6 inch map for a report and design the map using a layout of 8.5 by 11 inches, you would have to shrink the map down after the fact. Aside from annoying your professors, this makes your map hard to read. If you need a 6 by 6 inch map, design your map using a 6 by 6 inch layout. If you need a 15 inch map, design your map using a 15 inch layout. The point is to avoid resizing your map image later on. In this example, I'm going to design my map using a 15 by 15 inch layout. When changing the layout size, there are always two steps. You need to change the paper size, then you need to change the data frame size. The first step is to change the paper size. To do this, go to File, then Page and Print Setup. Uncheck the box next to Use Printer Paper Settings, then change the width and the height. Now the paper size is 15 inches, but the data frame is still 8.5 by 11. Right-click on the data frame and select Properties. Then go to the Size and Position tab. Enter 15 for the width and the height. For the position, enter 0 for the X and the Y value. Hit Apply to preview your changes. Click OK when you are ready. I'll be making two maps. First, I'll make a locator map. Then I will make a site map of the island. For the site map, I want to be zoomed in close, so I will create a bookmark at this level. For the locator map, I want to be zoomed out far enough so that I can see my island in relation to a recognizable place. In this case, I want my map reader to see the island in relation to Australia. I don't need the trees or the roads for my locator map, so I will turn them off by unchecking the boxes in the table of contents. I'm going to draw a square box around my island, so I will need the Draw toolbar. I typically like to dock the Draw toolbar at the bottom, but in this case the menu is off screen, so I will place it at the top. On the Draw toolbar, you will see a drop-down menu for drawing different shapes. In this case, I will use the Rectangle tool to draw a box around my island. By default, the box has a fill. Just double-click the box to change the colors. I'll set the fill color to no color and the outline color to purple. I'll change the outline width until it's easy to see. Next, I'll change the background color to blue to represent the ocean. Right-click on the data frame and select Properties. Then go to the Frame tab. Set the background to blue. I'll add a north arrow. Next, I'll add a scale bar. Make sure your scale bar displays a round number that's easy to use. I'll also make the border a little thicker as well. Just in case, I'll create another bookmark for this layout. To export the map, go to File, then Export Map. This is another place where students make mistakes. Don't rush the next few steps. Navigate to the folder where you want to save the map image. In this example, I am saving it to my final folder. Change the file type to PNG. Always use at least 300 dpi for the resolution. Otherwise, your map may look fuzzy and pixelated. Your professors will dock points if your map looks blurry. When you are ready, click Save. Next, I'll change the scale for the site map using the bookmark. For the site map, I'll delete the purple rectangle. I need a little more room for the scale bar, so I'll zoom out a bit. Make sure you adjust your scale bar so that it displays a round number that is easy to add together. For the sitemap, turn on the trees and the roads. When you are ready, export the map. Be sure to give it a different name so you don't overwrite your previous file. All of the other settings are correct, so I will click Save. Now, if you open your final folder, you should see the two image files ready to turn in.